was also very clear from A.Q. Khan and the general's perspective. It was not just the Pakistani bomb; it was the Islamic bomb, the Muslim bomb. I mean, you can see. I mean, I think A.Q. Khan was even quoted once as saying, "Well, we've got the Christian bomb, we've got the Jewish bomb, the Hindu bomb. We need a Muslim bomb." Indira didn't approve it. It would have solved a lot of problems. What happened to me is emblematic of our government's handling of A.Q. Khan and Pakistan's nuclear program, because not only did they shut down from doing anything about that in 1988, 87, 88, they did nothing for the next 20, 24 years, during which period, as I predicted, it was always very clear that while Pakistan's primary motive for developing nuclear weapons was to counter India, for sure, but it was also very clear from A.Q. Khan and the general's perspective. It was not just the Pakistani bomb; it was the Islamic bomb, the Muslim bomb. I mean, you can see. I mean, I think A.Q. Khan was even quoted once as saying, "Well, we've got the Christian bomb, we've got the Jewish bomb, the Hindu bomb. We need a Muslim bomb." And it was very clear to me that Pakistan intended to provide nuclear weapons technology to other Muslim countries, which is what happened. Back to the Pressler Amendment and our knowledge on whether they had possessed. See, this is the key legal word in the amendment, and so all of the games being played by the lawyers and the State Department and etc. What constitutes possession? How much wiggle room is there? And the president continued to certify that Pakistan did not possess nuclear weapons all the way through 1989. Now, I mean, I can tell you that most of us in the CIA were not comfortable with that, to say the least. Okay, but we're not elected officials. All we can do is give the elected officials, the senior policymakers, the best intelligence information, accurate, that we can provide, that we can collect, and we can brief them on. What they do after that is we're not in control of that. They're the elected representatives of the American people, But there was very grave concerns as to how this was continuing, What happened in 1990, which I'll get into, I was not in the government exactly, because I was working for the Secretary of Defense. We haven't gone into all that. And I had been removed from my job and had my security clearance suspended. So, I wasn't in when that was happening. But in 1990, there was another crisis between India and Pakistan, a major crisis, and you can read all about it in Seymour Hersh's article in the New Yorker in 1993. They saw, the intelligence community saw nuclear weapons moving to air bases and being put on F-16s, etc. So the nuclear weapons that Pakistan did not possess, according to the President of the United States, were actually being stuck on. So
in the 80s, there was a joint proposal between Israel and India of taking out the Kahuta enrichment plant of Pakistan and basically killing any plans of getting the nuclear bomb up and going for Pakistan. When you were in the CIA, did you hear anything about this?
You mean the India-Israel operation?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that I was out of government from 1982 until 1985.
Mm.
And I think that may have occurred while I was out of government. I heard about it at some point. I mean, we're going back quite a ways here, but, I didn't get my teeth into it because it never happened. It was just talk, I mean, it's a shame that, Indira didn't approve it, it would have solved a lot of problems, It would have interfered with the Afghan problem because, as you alluded to, what Munir Khan said a little while ago, I met him, by the way, at the IAEA in Vienna at one point. They were basically using the flow of covert aid to the Mujahideen as blackmail. I think that's what Munir was saying to Solars. If you pull aid, we're not going to support the Mujahideen anymore.